presentation on VS Code plugin changes. I have with me Vikas, who is going to be showing you all the new changes, all the new bug fixes, a bunch of really cool stuff. If you are a Adobe Cold Fusion programmer and you're not using our VS Code extension, you are missing out. And Vikas is going to tell you why and show you how to use it. So without further ado, over to you, Vikas.
Hey, welcome you all to my session on Adobe Cold Fusion extension for VS Code. I am Vikas Yadav, working as a computer scientist at Adobe. I have 5+ year engineering experience with Cold Fusion team and more than 10+ year of software development experience. Over the years, I have worked on different things in Cold Fusion, like Cold Fusion compiler, VS Code, Cold Fusion builder extension. I've also worked on performance and language feature and many more. So today, I would like to share insight on this great tool for code fusion development that offers advanced features like integrated debugging, intelligent code completion, security analyzer, and many more. So these capabilities can significantly boost the productivity and streamline your workflow. With that said, let's dive into how this new extension can transform your coding experience. Before that, let's have a look over the agenda for today. Uh, we'll be talking about what and why of Adobe Cold Vision Builder, why we should use this extension, and post that we'll be talking about the installation part and the setup and all the customization that we have available as a part of this extension. We'll be talking about features we have categorized into the basic and advanced. And after that, we'll be talking about the changes that we are going to get in 2025 and the future roadmap. And post that, we'll be taking some questions. So, what exactly is it all about? So, it's a Visual Studio Code extension that is already available on Marketplace. You can directly go to Marketplace and search for Adobe Cold Fusion Builder. You will get this particular extension. So this extension provides a built-in support for intelligent code completion, better semantic code understanding. It can identify security vulnerability, maintain the integrity of code. You can also manage your work and project support, integrated server management, all from this particular extension. So you can customize almost every features as per your liking, and you can use the integrated debugging tool to debug the code execution for your CFCs and CFM. So that is why we should be using Adobe's Cold Fusion extension for any Cold Fusion development. So installation part, there's nothing in installation. We'll have to just go to the VS Code marketplace. We'll have to search for Adobe Cold Fusion Builder and then click on install. I'll be showing you this once I'll move to the demo part. So for the features, we have categorized the feature into the basic and advanced feature. So the basic feature, it has the code assist, code coloring, code outline, code refactoring, and many more which are related to the editor. And in advanced feature, we have project manager, server manager, preference management. We have RDS capability, uh, debugging capability, service browser, and security analyzer. So we'll be talking about most of them in detail. First, coming to the setup part, we have Server Manager. So, what exactly is a Server Manager? Server Manager allows you to manage all your local server as well as the remote server at one place. Server Manager, it has a administration screen where you can add a local server, you can delete a local server or a remote server, you can start or stop these servers, and these are the gateway for some of the features like RDS feature we'll be talking about later in the slide. And these are the gateway for debugging and running the code as well. So I'll be showing you how to add these servers directly in the VS Code. Then comes the project manager. The project manager allows you to manage your work efficiently with a great portability. We can have our project which contain the resource such as Cold Fusion components, interface pages, and many other files which are related to the project. So you can create a workspace before creating a project. If there is no workspace open, If there's a workspace which are already created, then any project created after that will be tagged under that workspace. I'll be showing you the basic setup for project manager, server manager. So as I said, so it provides a easy organization for the project and file, and it provides a great way to port your resources from one place to other, and it's a gateway to a few other features that we'll be seeing later. Coming to the editor feature, we have a profile preference, so you can customize different settings related to the editor as per your coding style and preferences. So we have few coding preferences that are related to editor, and few are related to the code assist. We have formatter preference as well. We have a outline preference. We have syntax checking preference. So I'll be showing you all that in a while. Let me show my screen. Okay, fine. So this is how the VS Code look like. So we can go to the marketplace and we can search for Adobe Cold Fusion Builder. So this is the one Adobe Collaboration Builder we have got. So we'll have to just click on this. If we click install, I have already installed it. We just have to click install, and this extension will be installed in your VS Code. So once this extension is installed, you have to go on the left hand side. You have a CF symbol here. You'll have to just click on that, and we can see all project manager, server manager, RDS data view, RDS file view, all readily available within the extension. So as we were talking about the server manager, you can have your remote and local server directly here. You can add it from here. If you just click add server, so it will open a pane where you can add your details like server name. See if I add server name, I'll be adding one, and we can give port. So RDS username, it is for remote development service. If you, it is mostly for the debugging purpose. So I'm just click test connection. So I click on next. I'll select the server home. Server home. I'll just select C Fusion. Okay. This will automatically pick a document root for that. I can select the version, and I'll just say finish. As you can see on the left hand side, I have this Cold Fusion 2025 server available as a part of CF server. We can have multiple local as well as remote server. We can add multiple servers here. We can start and stop server directly from here. We can edit this as well. If you see below, we have a RDS data view. So RDS data view will show all the data source that are configured with this particular Cold Fusion. So if you see, we have 5 data source that are already configured with this particular Cold Fusion server. So if you see, if you open the local host data store, so if you see the tables, you can even see the tables that are present as a part of this database. So you'll have to just right click and say show table content. So when you click on show table content, you can see all the table contents. It is all visible here. So suppose this is a remote server that is on the remote location, and the development is going on at say, some other location. You can directly add that remote server here. You can access all those data sources, database, everything from this particular extension itself, and you don't have to go to other databases and all to access these table and the content. So you have even the SQL query editor here. You can directly update the query, and you can run it from here to get the results. So apart from RDS data view, we also have RDS file view. So file view let you access the files that are configured on that system where the Cold Fusion is installed, the remote Cold Fusion server installed. So as you can see, I can see almost all the files. I can visual, I can see it from here itself. So if I can directly open and see the file from here. So this is also for remote development where we don't have access to the file. And you can directly get it from here, and you can update the files directly. So these are the some of the capabilities that are available with the extension. Apart from this, we were looking into the profile preferences. Profile preference are the settings that are available for the customization of various features that we use. So we can see editor, we have initial template for CFM and CFCs. For code assist, we have multiple settings available. As you can see, automatically insert closing tag, automatically quote attribute, append space after inserting selection. So these kind of settings are available. You can play it once you download this particular extension. For formatter, we have many settings available. For tag, if you want to have uppercase tag, if you want to have lowercase tag, so you can directly select from here. And we have setting related to indentation as well, and white space management. Basis, we have a lot of setting available for with formatter. After that, we have a few settings available for the code outline as well. When we are writing a large piece of code and we want to navigate throughout the code easily, we can directly navigate using this code outline. So you can either you can show all the tags in the code outline, or you can show selected tags only. Post that comes syntax checking. So syntax checking is so syntax checking, you can check multiple syntax error that are there with your CFM and CFCs. So once you enable syntax checking, so it will automatically find the syntax error in your Cold Fusion application, not application, CFM or CFCs, and show it there with the error symbol. So these were the settings that are available with the profile preference. Let's go back to the slide. Okay. Okay. So after that, let's look at the some of the editor features that are available as a part of this extension. So code assist, this is an intelligent feature that help developers write code more efficiently, and it provide a context-aware suggestion, completion, and auto correction. It enhances the productivity and reduces the manual effort. So we have a lot of capabilities available with the code assist. We have support for auto completion of tag attributes, even the values. We can auto insert all the required attributes that are available with the tag. We have support for code assist for built-in functions and many more. We have even support for code assist in non-CFML language, and we have support for SQL code assist as well. So these are some of the support that are available with respect to the code assist. Coming to code coloring, why it is important? So it is for syntax differentiation. It helps you differentiate between various keywords, string, comment, variable, and many other language-specific element. It provides improved readability to the code. So if you see here in the code coloring, we are able to identify the variables, function, and the other element of the code. So code coloring is not only available with the Cold Fusion tags and script, so it is also available as a part of embedded language. So when we are embedding a language inside CFM or CFC, so we do have a code coloring available for that. On the left hand side, we can see we have CF Java syntax, uh, which is colored nicely. And on the right hand side, we can see we have CSS, embedded CSS inside a CFM. So we have a coloring for that as well. So that was about code coloring. For code outline and navigation, so it shows the hierarchical structure of the code, showing the organization of function, classes, and other code block. So nested structure are visually represented to reflect the relationship between different elements. And we have a code navigation, so that you can quickly navigate to the definition of variable functions and classes. So this feature is essential for understanding how different code elements are implemented. So as you can see, code outline. So this is on the right hand side. We see we have large piece of code, and on the left hand side we can see the skeleton of the code which we have written on the right hand side. We see a component having these two method, and inside these two function we have different statements, CF set and CF queries. We have different shortcuts available for jumping over the next or previous member function, and attributes and tag blocks. We can select the tag blocks using all these shortcuts. Next comes code formatting. So code formatting, so it arrange so it converts a messy code and inconsistent code into a consistent and uniform style throughout the code base. So all those indentation, spacing, line breaks, and organization of the elements, so they are well formatted using this code formatting option. So as you can see on the left hand side, we have a code written which is not well formatted. So once we format this code using the code formatting available as a part of this section, it would look like on the right hand side, which is much more well formatted and well indented. Then comes code diagnostic and quick fix. You can identify and analyze issues in the code such as errors and warning. So for that, you'll have to enable the syntax checking, and if you want to quick fix as well, you have to enable the quick fix. So this all from the profile preference that we have seen in the VS Code. So once that is enabled, as you can see on the editor itself, you'll be able to see the invalid piece of code that is there in your CFM or CFC. As you can see here, it is stating invalid token on line 2, column 11, because this is an invalid syntax in coefficient. And once you have say syntax error in your code, so there are few quick fix available as a part of the extension itself, but the scope is limited to creating CFCs and CFM and creating a user defined function. Suppose you are invoking a method on a component which does not exist, so it will give you a quick fix for you to create the component, and eventually it will give you a quick fix for creating a method if it doesn't exist. After that, we have a hover support. So hover support display relevant information when you hover your mouse over a certain element. So it will give you the help text information regarding variable, function, classes, methods. So it helps developer quickly understand the different part of code without needing to go to the documentation. So you can see we have hover support available with the tag. So when you hover your mouse over the tag, you will get uh, help text such as here. We see the CF function. So what exactly it does, we have a link for CF coefficient documentation as well. So when you click on coefficient documentation, it will redirect to the coefficient documentation page. So we have hover support for attribute as well, and built-in functions, even named parameter we have, even with the non-CFML code. So as we can see here, we have a CSS embedded inside CFM. We can see we are showing the help text even for the CSS elements. And for JavaScript, we see here document.getElement by ID. We see what exactly it is and what are the params that can be passed. So these are the suggestions that we get as a part of Hoa support in this extension. References, this is for better understanding of code flow. If we want to find all the references where a particular function or variable is used, we can use the function or variable reference. So we'll have to just click on a function or a particular variable and see the find all reference. We'll have to click on the file on find all reference. It will find all of the places where this particular variable or function is referred. Then comes code refactoring. So code refactoring is the process of restructuring the code to simple and clean design. So this is for readability, maintainability, and reusability. So as of now, the scope is limited to renaming a CFC or CFM and function or variable. So when you select a file in a project manager, you can do a rename. So if this particular file is being referenced at multiple places in different CFCs or CFM, so it will preview the refactoring to almost all the location where this particular file is referred. As you can see here, so greet me is getting refactored to greet me new, as we are renaming this particular file to greet me new. Similarly, you can do the refactoring or renaming for a method as well. You'll have to just click on rename symbol and it will find all the places where this particular method is used and update the reference with the new name. So next, coming to the debugger. Debugging lets you examine and troubleshoot your application, allow you to step through your code execution line by line, inspect variable, and see where the things can go wrong. So this makes easier to pinpoint the root cause of the bug. So we have few prerequisite for debugger to start. For in the Cold Fusion administrator, you'll have to enable the following. So we'll have to enable RDS. So we'll have to go navigate to the security section, and there we should be enabling RDS. And once we enable the RDS, we'll have to go to debugger section and debug output settings, and then we'll have to enable request debugging output. And the third one is we'll have to enable allow line debugging in line debugger setting. So once these three settings are enabled, we are ready to launch our debugger in VS Code. So the capabilities that are available as a part of VS Code, we have step over, step into, continue, evaluate expression, and you can watch the value of variable at every step. So these are the few capabilities that are available. I'll be showing you all these in the demo itself. So next comes RDS support. As the name suggests, this remote development service. It allows you to develop the Cold Fusion application with server that are being remotely located. So RDS lets you to access file and data source registered in the Cold Fusion administrator on Cold Fusion server. So through RDS, what we can do, we can access files, and we can access database on the server, and it's a gate. So as I said, it's a gateway to file view, data view. You can have a query viewer, you can have a security analyzer. Next comes security analyzer integration. So you can use the security analyzer to scan existing application code to automatically detect the vulnerabilities and potential security breaches. You can identify the exact vulnerable code, type of vulnerability, severity level, and mitigate the vulnerability with the solution provided. So we see we have we identify the vulnerability and suggest and show the type of attack, the severity, the file name, exact file path, and the line number where exactly it occurs. So we can see the flow here. So user runs the security analyzer. The request goes to Cold Fusion server. Cold Fusion server identify all the vulnerabilities with your application. Then VS Code lists all the vulnerability, and it will give suggestion to mitigate those. As you can see, this is one result of running a security analyzer on a project. So when I'll be showing you how to run a security analyzer. When you right click on a particular project and run security analyzer, you will get this particular screen where you can see you have all those errors in the form of XSS. You have the SQL injection error. So you can select each one of them and navigate to the code where exactly this vulnerability lies, and you can see the suggestion what suggestion coefficient provide to mitigate those. So you can also export this in the form of HTML. So we have export button on the top right. So when we click on export, uh, we see such graphical representation, which is good for analyzing a large like many number of error. If you have a large amount of error or large amount of vulnerabilities in your code, you can visualize it all uh, in the form of graph. Okay. So another thing is GitHub Copilot. So this is the AI powered coding assistant that help developers write faster by writing the entire block of code based on the context. So this is not the part of extension, but this is available as a VS Code plugin. You can directly use this plugin to generate all the boilerplate code and suggest uh, uh, suggest multiple context aware code refactoring. So as you can see here, so we are just writing code to read a spreadsheet and insert it into a database in Cold Fusion, and GitHub Copilot is able to write the entire code for you. So along with that, we have context-aware chat with Copilot as well. So once you write the code and you want to update some part of code, you want to modify that, you can chat with uh, Copilot to directly modify the piece of code that you want to as per your need. So this was the context-aware chat that is available with Copilot. So next, we'll be seeing what changes will be in 2025 with respect to this extension. So it has support for CF Next beta server. Additionally, it has support for the following: so null coalescing operator, trailing comma. These are some of the language enhancement that are coming up in 25. It support multiple exception handling in catch clause. It support preserve case for struct key, parameter and deserialization, multi-assignment operator. A lot of new functions that are added like struct value array, list get, duplicate. Many enhancements that are added to charting and spreadsheet function, and other deep copy parameter and duplicate functions. So these are some of the enhancements that are coming up in 25. So there were a lot of bug fixes that we have already done, and we continue to do so. So we'll see a few of them here. So we have fixed several issues with debugger. We have fixed issues with evaluate expression. We have fixed issue with setting JSON. We have also fixed the issue with code assist that is within right term. We were not getting the code assist inside the right term, so we have fixed that. We have fixed issues with syntax coloring and syntax highlighting. Talking about the future roadmap, these are the few things that are in consideration. So we have Linux support is one of those, and we are going to fix more debugger related issues for better debugging experience, for better context aware code completion, formatting and refactoring enhancement, better project manager UI experience, security analyzer enhancement, SQL code assist enhancement, AI integration, more frequent update, and many more. Okay, so that was all about the presentation. So let's dive into the demo part. Okay. So we have seen profile preferences where we have settings available for code assist, formatting, outline, and all. So let's go ahead and start creating the project. So today we are going to create an app. It's a e-commerce app, and it's a very simple app where we are going to uh, where we'll have a list of product. We are going to add those product in the cart, and we are going to place the order successfully. So this is the project manager. So once you click here, so this is create project. When you click here, so you'll have to create a workspace for that. So any project cannot reside without a workspace. So you'll have to. It's mandatory to create a workspace before creating the project. So as workspace was not created, it is asking me to create a workspace. So let's create a workspace here. So I have created a workspace. So as we've seen, we have already added a Cold Fusion server. So we are now going to create a project. So we'll call it as a ecom app. So we are going to navigate to Cold Fusion web root. So I have chosen the project folder. Now I'm choosing the server that I have already configured here. So it's CF2025. I'm selecting a dictionary for that, and I don't want any link folder. You can see on the left hand side, I have this project added. So I have few boilerplate code that is already available. So I'll start with writing some application and starting code. So I'm just creating an application.cfc. So inside application.cfc, I'll be using different code assist and all to assist me writing these code in CFC and CFM. So I'll start with CF component. As you can see, we are getting suggestions for it. So inside that, I'll write CF set this dot. As you can see, I'm getting all the suggestions that are relevant to application. So I'll just select name. I'll set ecom. I'll set few other settings. I'll enable the session management. I'll set session timeout. So you can see how well we are getting all these suggestions. Session timeout, create time span, 0 days, 30 minutes, and 0 second. So we have set the session timeout. Let me set application timeout as well. Application timeout. So 45 minutes, 0 second. So once we have set this, let me set the data source for the app. This dot. You can see we are getting the suggestion for the data source as well, because this particular project is configured with the server that we have already added, and that added server is configured with these 5 data sources. So that is why we are directly getting the suggestion for all the data sources that are already added to the CF server. Then we'll select the local host. So now we have set some of the prerequisite for this application. So let's start writing some function. CF function. So on application start, I would want so just writing code for CF query, and I'll select data source. We'll get some suggestion here. I'll select localhost. I'll select name. So once I have written data source and name, I'll start with writing SQL query here. As you can see, we are getting suggestion for even the SQL code assist. Select star from. We are getting all those tables that are available as a part of data source product. So we have initialized this query on application start. Now we are going to have another function, CF function name on session start. So on session start, I would like to set session card. So you can see once we add a new, it is giving me suggestions for the component that are already registered with this project. You can see we have cartutil.cfc and order.cfc already available as a part of this project. That is why we are getting these suggestions. So what we are going to create a new file, new cart.cfc. So this will act as a cart. Now we'll go here. We want to create a new card. You can see we are getting suggestion for card as well. So, so on session start, we have created a new card. On the application start, we are initializing a query which will give me list of all the products that are registered in the data source. Okay. Now let's go ahead and start writing index.cfm. We have index.cfm already here. So we'll start writing code for that. CF loop, we'll see query. You can see we are getting solution for application.product as a query because we have already registered this particular query in application.cfc. So if we have multiple queries registered in application CFC, we'll get suggestions for all here. So once we have selected application.products here, so we'll be, so what we want to list all the product name. So what I'll do, product name. So I'm going to loop over the products that are available and directly print the name and ID. So if you want to run this particular file directly from here, we'll have to just do a right click and run as a Cold Fusion application. So when we click on run as a Cold Fusion application, so you can see here it opens up in browser and you can see the list of all the products and their IDs here. So what I'll do, I'll add some styling and all CSS. So I'm not going to write all those HTML and CSS here. Instead, I'll directly copy it Uh, yeah. So we have just copied some styling, and then we have our CF output here. So we have written CF output, and inside CF loop we have application.product, and then we have some images that are already added here, product related to the product, and then just we are iterating over the product and displaying it over here. So we'll just do a right click on this and run as a cold fusion application. So you can see after adding all the styling and all, after adding these images, so we are able to get this particular screen where we are looping through the products that are available as in the database that we have already seen in data source. So we are just looping it over and displaying it here. So now when we click on add to cart, it says cart.cfm does not exist. So let's go and create cart.cfm. So we can create cart.cfm here. Okay. So start writing cf script. Say action equal to url.action. So we'll be using Elvis operator here. So if url.action is not defined, we'll mark action as empty string. Then we'll check what exactly action we are getting in card.cfm because we can add or remove the product. So we see if action we are getting suggestion for that. If action equal to say add, sorry, if action equal to add, then what we are going to do, we are also going to check if we have product id in that url. We'll say struct key exists, and inside the url we are going to check for the product id. This product id is must to add or remove the product. Then what I'll do, I'll just, we have already created the session at the time of, we have already created the card at the time of session start. So that card we are going to use here, and we simply say session.card.add url dot product id, as we have already make sure that product id is available as a part of url. So we are going to add it, and similarly for, we'll write case for removal as well. So if you want to remove a product from cart, so we can directly go and call this remove session card.remove. And then after this, let's dump session dot cart. So cart is another class and the CFC collision component. So we cannot directly dump to see all the products. So we'll have to call a method on that. We'll be calling get products. So now we have written cart.cfm as well. So let's go and see how the cart look like. So we'll run the application, see add to the cart. So it has, oh, it's saying that we don't have a cart get product and other add and remove method. So we'll go to cart.cfc. So we'll go to cart.cfc, start creating components, start adding those method. We can see we are directly using the code snippet for that. So we are just, we are clicking on the new function, and it is giving me template to directly write the function name for that. So I'll create an init, and then I'll say new function. I'll have add, I'll create function, new function, I'll have remove, and then I'll have get products. So get product will give all the products that are available in the cart. I'll also write a function that will see if the card is empty or not. Okay, so I have written all these functions. So for that, I have already got a card util. So card util is a helper that helps me adding an item to a card, removing an item to a card, or getting the product. So this I have already written. So so as to save time here. So we have a card util available. So we'll just go through the structure of card util, what exactly it is. So it's a component. We have init method. So product in a card, we are initializing a new query with product ID, product name, product price, quantity. So this is using the query new. As we can see, we are getting the hover suggestion as well. So when we hover over these built-in functions, we are getting the suggestion for that. And we have this coefficient documentation. When we click on this, it will navigate me to the coefficient documentation for that. Okay, so this is the init method that we have. Then we have get products. So get products returns this particular query that we have already defined in init method. Is empty, it returns if this particular query dot record count is empty, if there is nothing in this query. So we have a add method and remove method. So what add method does, so given a product ID, so it finds that product from the application product, which is the list of all the product. If the application dot product has that particular product, then what we'll do is loop over the product in the cart and see if the product already exists. So here we are looping over the product in the cart. If the product already exists, we are increasing the quantity by 1. And say if the product does not exist in the cart, we are simply creating a new row. We are simply adding a new row to the query with the quantity as 1. Similarly, with what we are doing for remove, we are directly removing that product from the cart itself. So these are two simple method that are available as a part of helper. So in cart dot cfc, so inside add, I'll have this as a PID. So product, I'll say, so inside init, what I'll do, I'll initialize the helper equal to new. So as you can see, we are getting suggestion for these. So say cart util. So cart util is the helper for different functions related to the cart. So now we have initialized the cart util. So what we'll do, product equal to helper dot. See, we are getting solution for all the user defined function as well. So inside the cart util, we had these user defined function which we are getting here. So for add, we'll just click add. It is automatically picking the PID here. So product dot add. So let's say we'll initialize the value of the card as 0. So we have initialized it here. So here the value would increase by plus equal to product dot value. Now when you want to remove that, we'll say product equal to helper dot remove with this PID, and then we'll say value minus equal to product dot value. And then we want to get all the products. We'll say return helper dot get product is empty. Will return helper dot is empty. So this has helped me a lot in creating the cart very easily. So I have my cart ready. I have my cart.cfm. So let's see if the cart is, if we are able to see the cart. So we have index.cfm, just run as a cold application. So we have these a product that are available as a part of a product catalog. I'll click here. It says get product was not found. says cart.cfc get product was not found. Oh, we have this args, right? So that is why it says get product was not found. So that was the overloaded method that was available. So let me go and see now. Say run as coefficient application. We'll just click on add to cart. It still says neither method component cart.cfc. So we have get products. So let me check. Give me a moment. So what I'll do, let me invalidate the session. So I'll create a new file. So the session invalidate. So let me call this session. Session is now invalidated. Let's see. We have cart. Okay. So that was because so that empty cart without those method that we have added later. So that were added to the session. So now once we have invalidated the session, we can see we have the cart available here. Okay. So we'll see. We'll go to the cart.cfm. Session.get.all product. So okay, so this is so what we'll do, we'll just click on index.cfm. We'll click on this card.cfm, add a breakpoint here. We'll see what exactly issue we are getting. So we'll click here on index.cfm, run as a coefficient application. So when we run as a coefficient application, when we click add to card, why it's not coming up here? Something wrong. Alright. Debug as a coefficient application. So we have started debugging for that. We'll click on add to cart. So when we click on add to cart, now we see uh, the debugger in action. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead. We see the action here in the variables. So we see the action is coming as add. So this we are seeing the debugger in action. We have the request uh, key values here. We have all those CGI scope uh, data here. So even we can evaluate the expression here in debug console and click on action. We see the action is add. Then we can step over and see. So the action is add, but I guess the product ID does not exist. in card.cfm, and that is why it is not going into any of these. So we are able to identify the issue with why exactly the product was not getting added to the cart, because the action is add but the struct key exists, this particular product id does not exist, is not there in the urls. So what we'll do, we'll stop the debugger and we'll go and fix that. So in index.cfm, we see the product ID as this. So this is the product ID which will come as a part of URL. So we'll go to card.cfm and replace this as product ID. So now what we'll see, the product will get added to index.cfm. So now if I'll run the application and add to cart, still they are not getting added. So what we'll do, we'll again do a kind of debugging. Card.cfm, it's already there. So we'll just click here, debug as cold fusion application. So when you click on add to cart, so we see the debugger point coming here, and we see what exactly is the URL. So URL is an object which contain product ID and action, and action is at struct key exist. So let us evaluate that. So we'll try evaluating this one. If struct key exist, so it says true, and action equal to this. It says true. I don't know what weird is happening. So when both are true, it should have ideally gone to session card.add, but it has not gone inside. There's something weird which has happened. So let me stop the debugger. So this is how we can use the debugger to exactly find the root cause. So in the
Yeah,
sake of
because
time,
there is a comment. Please check like double ampersand. So that's what it is saying. Line number 3, the operator should be correct.
oh, double one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I missed that. Okay. So now it will go inside this as well. I'm sorry for that. I just missed it. So now we'll run a cold fusion application. So I'll just try to add the card. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Nikhil, for that. So now we see we are able to add the product to the cart directly. You see we have these quantities directly added to the cart. And we have also seen how we can directly debug the application to find the potential root cause. So when we have these available as a part of session, what we'll do, we'll try to place the order. We'll have, as you can see, we have code suggestions for non-CFML tag as well. So this is the HTML tag which we are using. So we have. So place order.cfm. So place orders.cfm we already have. So what it does, so it checks if orders are available as a part of application. If it does not, it creates an empty order. And if session dot card dot is empty, what it does, it just write to the output that your card is empty. Otherwise, if card is not empty, it creates an order. We'll see what exactly in the order.cfc. So it's a very simple cold fusion component where We have used create UID for the order ID. We have product in cart initialized as empty, and then we have order date as now. We have few methods to get order ID, get product, set product. So those will be using in place while placing the order. So this is what we are placing the order. We have now we have a lot of product in the cart. So we are creating an order. We are setting the order dot set product as session dot get product. So whatever product we have in the cart, we are just setting. We are creating an order out of it, and then we are just adding it to the application order, and then we are just calling. So this is the mock placement of order. So then we are calling order placed successfully, and then return to the industry safer. So let's see. Application, we have it here. We have place order. We'll click place order, and we see the order is placed successfully for these two orders. So I just want to show you about a few things. Like here, we have hover support for non HTML element as well. And I just wanted to show you how we can use the debugging to find the issues that exist in Cold Fusion application. So if we add it here in card.cfm, we have already have a breakpoint here. We'll just do a right click, debug as a Cold Fusion application, and then we click on add to cart. You see here we have a breakpoint hit when we go inside. So we can see now it is going inside system.cart.add. If you want to go even inside this method, just click go inside, and it has come to the cart.cfc. You see we have different we have different variables. We can see directly the variables that are available as part of current CFC. We can also see the call stack on the left hand side, and we can also see the arguments that has been passed into this function. We can see the PID value as 2 that is passed into this add function. If we want to further go down, we just go inside helper.add. We see we have come to the cart util, and we can simply navigate through the code here. Product query, if you want to see what exactly is the product query, you can also do evaluate expression inside the debug console. We just click product query, enter. So it says it's an object which is of type query, and it has all these attributes. We see the rows also. So we have 2 rows. So this is how we can debug into the Cold Fusion application and find the root cause of any bug existing. Yeah. So after that, I'll just stop the debugger. And that was all about the demo. So let's again move back. So, okay, to summarize what we have already seen, we have seen Server Manager, how Server Manager is helpful for us to even add remote server, local server, and then we can directly run a Cold Fusion page. We can debug a Cold Fusion page through Server Manager. We also seen the Project Manager, how you can utilize the Project Manager to have our resource at one place. We can do we can do a porting of all those files and that are available as a part of project. We have seen the profile preference, all kind of customizations that are available for editor mostly, and we have seen the editor features, code assist, code completion outlines, and all those. And we have seen the debugger in action, how we can use this debugging capability to exactly find the issues. And then we have not seen the security analyzer. Let me show that to you. So when you see, we have this index.cfm. So we have index.cfm. I just right click on this and try running security analyzer. I'll just run security analyzer on that. It says we have found 5 issues with index.cfm, and those are excesses. There are 4 errors and 1 warning. If you want to navigate where exactly it is, so we just click on this index.cfm or this file path, or directly go to index.cfm. Here we see all these in red. Like these are the potential security vulnerability that exist in the code, and it also suggests how we can resolve that. So here we should ideally use encode for html to protect these variables from excess attack. So this is what it shows. The solution here, you can see the encode for HTML function will encode the variable special character. So this is what we should use. So once we use that, so those errors will not come. So what I'll do, I'll just replace one of those. First, I'll clear the security markers. So I have cleared the security markers. Now security marker will not come in this. So I'll just hit encode for HTML this and this one as well. So that will not get this as red flagged. So I've added it here, and then again run security analyzer for the same file. Now you see the security issue has got down to 3 from 5, as those 2 we have already fixed. You can see encode for HTML, we have fixed these 2, and that is why we don't see the red flag here. So this was the security analyzer. You can even run on any folder, you can run on the project itself. So when you have this security analyzer report, you can even export this. So once you export this, it will be downloaded, and you can directly navigate to this folder and see. So it has not downloaded yet. Okay, yeah, it's here. So if you go inside this report.html, so this is how the report look like. It will show you in a nice graphical format how many vulnerabilities that exist in your application, and what kind of vulnerabilities are that. So what is the severity? All those things it will show here. So that was about the security analyzer. So coming back to slides, so we have also seen the security analyzer. So these are the few resources that you can look through. These are with respect to security analyzer, RDS, PMT code profiler, and all. Yeah, so that was all from my side.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, Vikas. Very brave doing live coding. It's my least favorite thing to actually live code. But you did a great job. That was awesome. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch to some poll questions that we have that we would love to get folks' input on while we look at some questions that maybe there. Did I just get muted? What? That's weird. Hello?
Yeah, you're audible now.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's weird. Connect weird. Okay,
Mark,
sorry.
it looks like these are the old questions.
Yes.
These have been updated as of this morning. They do have some similarity to the ones that were done yesterday, I believe. Yeah. Sharvy, can you just double check and make sure that I pulled over the correct questions for today? Because I copied them from the link. Hopefully this is what. Okay. Well, I just won't send that one over to you.
These look like older question, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, these are some security things, and which, hey, security is always important. And we did just talk about the security analyzer.
Yeah.
One second, I'm going to hop off for a second here. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm back. Cool. Thanks, everyone. All good. Yeah. So any other questions before we close down the thing today? Awesome presentation, Vikas, by the way. Like, I loved seeing all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I obviously use the VS Code extension all the time, but now I'm going to use it more and use other cool stuff. Right on. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And so we're going to disappear for a second, everyone. So we'll be right back.